Step into the enigmatic world of Midnight in the Mountains, a late-night broadcast where mysteries hide among the peaks and the unknown beckons in the shadows. Inspired by the legendary Art Bell's Midnight in the Desert, this is a journey into the unexplained, the curious, and the extraordinary, all set against the majesty of the mountains. Each night, we uncover tales of the strange and supernatural. UFOs gliding silently through remote valleys, cryptid encounters lurking in the dense forest, and chilling folklore passed down through generations. But we don't stop there. From scientific wonders to philosophical musings, Midnight in the Mountains is your companion for thought-provoking discussions and gripping storytelling. So light your lantern, tune in, and join us as we navigate the shadowy paths of the unknown. The mountains are calling. Will you answer? Welcome back to Midnight in the Mountains, where the stories are darker than your ex's soul. It's January 26, 2011, a snowy evening in Philadelphia. Ellen Greenberg, 27, is found dead in her apartment by her fiancé, Sam Goldberg. Now here's the scene. 20 stab wounds, including 10 to the back of her neck and head. And what's the official ruling? Oops, I tripped and stabbed myself. That's right. Apparently, Ellen was really committed to her bad day. You'd think after the first few stabs, most people would call it quits. But not Ellen, according to investigators. No, she allegedly went full-on horror movie villain. Makes you wonder if she was auditioning for Scream 6. Ellen's family has challenged the investigation, claiming key evidence was overlooked. Legal experts have called the case's handling a failure of justice. And by failure of justice, they mean someone looked at 20 stab wounds and said, yeah, that checks out. At this point, it feels like the investigators were playing Clue, but every answer was, Ellen, in the kitchen, with a knife, and another knife, and another knife. The Pennsylvania Supreme Court has agreed to hear arguments challenging the, oops, I tripped and stabbed myself ruling. Finally. Maybe someone will answer the obvious question. How does someone stab themselves in the back of the neck multiple times? Did she have an octopus helping her? Is this a deleted scene from The Little Mermaid? Meanwhile, Ellen's fiancé, Sam Goldberg, recently broke his silence. According to Fox News, he claims her death was due to mental illness, stating she battled inner demons. Well, Sam, if her demons were stabbing her, maybe they weren't so inner after all. Perhaps next time, consider an exorcist instead of a news interview. Let's not forget the physical evidence. Forensic experts have pointed out that the wounds to Ellen's head and neck would have likely incapacitated her instantly. But sure, let's go with, whoops, I had a bad day, because everyone knows the hallmark of a self-inflicted injury is to make it look like something out of a horror movie. And who can blame them? The only thing more botched than this case is my last attempt at assembling IKEA furniture, and at least that had instructions. So what do you think? Did the investigators drop the ball, or is there something even more sinister going on here? Either way, Ellen Greenberg's story is a sobering reminder that when it comes to justice, sometimes the truth is stranger than fiction, and way darker than my sense of humor. Stay tuned for more unsettling tales next time on Midnight in the Mountains. Until then, remember, if it looks like a catastrophic clumsy accident and sounds like a catastrophic clumsy accident, it's probably not just a bad day. Before we dive in, let me tell you, the next segment with Dr. Brown is packed with the best never-seen-before footage available. Seriously, this isn't your run-of-the-mill grainy Bigfoot sighting. This is next-level exclusive stuff that you definitely haven't seen before. You know, after hearing about Ellen Greenberg's case, I'd like to think the universe can't get any stranger. But then I remembered, we live in a world where drones are now allegedly spying on ammo depots, UAPs are attending board meetings, and an AI might someday rewrite your entire past like a bad Netflix reboot. Yes, folks, we're pivoting from one unsolved mystery to another, but this one takes us to an entirely different dimension, literally. Enter Dr. Courtney Brown, the man with a PhD in remote viewing and a hotline to extraterrestrial HR departments. Apparently, it's not just hobby drones or government tech buzzing around our skies. No, the real culprits are UFOs, or UAPs, as the cool kids are calling them now. These flying objects aren't just zipping over military bases and ammo depots. They're practically doing recon like they're gearing up for a very bizarre episode of Undercover Boss. But here's the kicker. According to Dr. Brown and his merry band of remote viewers, these aren't just random sightings. No, we're talking about larger, scarier ships coming by next month. And by ships, I don't mean cruise liners, unless Carnival Cruise has started offering trips to the Andromeda Galaxy. Dr. Brown claims that we've been interacting with these beings for a while now, and they're insistent, borderline clingy really, about getting the word out. Why? Because apparently if we don't sort ourselves out, they're going to beam us up, zap us with some sort of cosmic flashlight, and let their AI overwrite our life stories. If that's not the plot of Black Mirror Season 8, I don't know what is. But let's get back to the drones, or UAPs, or whatever acronym we're working with this week. Military bases have been ground zero for sightings, and the tech needed to catch these things is starting to sound like it came straight out of Tony Stark's garage. IR cameras, 120 FPS, you name it. And yet, just as we're figuring out how to film these intergalactic paparazzi, they've decided we won't even need cameras anymore. Monthly updates are promised, with the grand reveal allegedly just around the corner. So, keep your eyes on the skies, folks, especially if you're still waiting for your Amazon delivery. Dr. Courtney Brown's big message: we all need to get on board and work together because apparently freedom of speech has an expiration date, and it's coming up fast. Also, large ships, like ridiculously large ships, are allegedly en route. If that doesn't make you question your life choices, maybe it's time to start learning the gateway process, because according to Dr. Brown, the next phase of human interaction with extraterrestrials involves souls, remote viewing, and, of course, YouTube tutorials. Stay with us, because up next, we're diving deeper into Dr. Courtney Brown's revelations, and trust me, you don't want to miss this. If the UAPs are real, the least we can do is be good listeners. Or, hope they bring snacks.